Thank you to Tencent for sponsoring this video. Hey guys, I'm Exotic Gaming. Hope you're all having a great day. In today's video, I'll be showing you all 10 awesome first-person shooters and third-person shooters that perform very well on low-end iOS, Android, or both types of devices. That's the key to this video. All of these games will perform very well on lower-end devices, so people that have budget phones definitely listen closely. Whereas games like Warzone Mobile and Rainbow Six Siege Mobile will have a difficult time running on lower-end devices, these games will excel, and these games are good enough to where even if you have a higher-end device, you might want to download them. I hope you find this video helpful and you find some awesome new games to download. Oh yeah, by the way, the download links for all of these games will be down below in the description. Leave a like if you enjoy this type of content, subscribe for more videos just like this, and with that being said, let's get into this. So let's get things started with a bang. Arena Breakout Lite. Yes, believe it or not, Arena Breakout actually has a Lite version, and I didn't even know about this until today. If you go to their official website on Android, you should see a direct download link to a Lite version, and after you download it, you can enjoy this wonderful game on lower-end devices. If you've never heard of Arena Breakout before, I have an entire video on my channel walking through every little detail about this game, but it's basically Escape from Tarkov Mobile, where you spawn somewhere on the map, traverse the dangerous terrain, gather all the loot you can, kill as many enemies as possible and steal their stuff, and get to the extraction point without dying. If you die, you lose everything you brought into the battlefield, and if you survive, you get to keep it all. It's such a fun concept of a game mode, and there's so much more to this game than what I just said, so do check it out while the closed beta is still live. You might even run across me in a match, and you won't be disappointed. One of the best mobile FPS games right now. And hey, before we get any further in this video, let's talk about today's video sponsor, Goddess of Victory, Nikke. Look, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not somebody who likes to watch anime, and I pretty much know nothing about all that type of stuff, but this is actually an anime-styled video game that I can get behind. You know the reason why? It's because it has a shooting element, and I'm all about the shooting games. This is an immersive sci-fi third-person RPG shooter where you play as a commander to lead the team of androids known as Nikke to defend Earth against cybernetic alien forces who plan to take over humans. Now I know that sounds like a lot, but don't worry, you can get the hang of it pretty quickly. Different Nikkes can be unlocked as you progress through the story, and they all have different abilities ranging from a main weapon to special combos. You want to spend some time building a team of Nikkes that complement their combos and can complete mission objectives properly. A new update is coming on February 22nd, where characters from an anime called Chainsaw Man are coming to their game. They're called Power, Himeno, and Makima. They have newly designed weapons different from those in the anime, and 3 popular devil hunters from something called Tokyo Special Division 4 that are coming to the game where you can fight against them with your Nikkes. There is a PC version now available, which I thought I'd mention, and yeah, that's basically it. You can download this game if it sounds interesting to you by clicking the link in the description below. Thank you Tencent for sponsoring, and let's get back to the video. Next up, we have a game I've never talked about before, but it's relatively new, Rush Legends. Rush Legends is an interesting polygon-themed first-person shooter created by the same developer who made Project Breach Online, which is another awesome low-end game that's a great alternative to Rainbow Six Mobile if you can't run that game well. Rush Legends is all about the movement, arguably crazier than Apex Legends Mobile, with parkour, wall running, vaulting, and so much more. It's such a nice, refreshing take compared to all of these other games that have running, sprinting, jumping, and if they're feeling really daring, sliding. This game is like way different and better than that. It's all that, but on steroids. There are 4 maps in this game right now, 8 characters with different weapons and abilities, and each of these characters have 2 unique abilities to master. As the developer says in the Google Play Store, this game is easy to learn, but hard to master, and you'll spend hours trying to master the ridiculous movement in this game. It's not for everybody, but this game is definitely worth checking out. Alright, moving up the list here, the third game on this list is none other than Brutal Strike. I made a video on this game a few months back for the first time, and I was honestly so impressed with everything this game had to offer. It's one of those games that's sort of like a light version of CSGO Mobile, but it is so much more than just that. The reason I would say this is one of the best games for low-end devices is because right off the bat, when you download, it's only 145 megabytes. That's tiny! In this game, anybody can create maps and game modes. You have pretty much free range with full creativity, which is why when I made my video, I was lucky enough to randomly spawn into a SpongeBob-themed map. I'm not even kidding, okay? Every time you do jump into a new map or game mode, it'll download the necessary resources, so if you only play in a few different maps and modes at a time, this game will remain ridiculously small on your device. It has full HUD customization, spectator mode, good overall mechanics, and so much more. Moral of the story, this is a highly underrated mobile game, and you should definitely try it out. But hey, let's keep going. The fourth game on this list is one of my personal favorites. This is a game I've made a couple of videos on already before, and every time I jump back into it, it's a really awesome time. This is Polywar, and it's an excellent poly-themed first-person shooter that has full multiplayer availability, a decent selection of game modes, really nice game mechanics, even better than Brutal Strike's mechanics, good graphics, a full gunsmith, and the best thing yet, an entire market system built in the game where players can buy and sell weapon skins. I continually say how this game is sort of like a Call of Duty mobile Lite, and in a lot of ways, you can find some strong similarity between the games. This game is fast-paced, has a similar Call of Duty-styled feel with the mechanics, and the gunsmith is obviously inspired quite a lot by Call of Duty Mobile. I think a lot of people would write this game off as some dumb kids game just based off of the graphics alone, and I welcome everyone to try this out at least once before you make any assumptions, because this game might end up being one of your favorites. Another game that could definitely be one of your favorites is this one, the fifth game on this list, Sausage Man. So many people have been wanting me to play this game on my channel for years at this point, and I think I'm finally going to do it soon. This game is a cartoony version of PUBG Mobile where the players look like sausages, and before you immediately write it off like the last one, this game is really good. It's so good, in fact, that other fellow YouTubers like Winsanity have created entire channels dedicated to Sausage Man. I know, it's crazy. It's super competitive, has awesome game mechanics, has unique features that you don't find in pretty much any other Battle Royale game, awesome looking characters and skins for those characters, and a ton more. I know a lot of people might be surprised this game is on a low-end list, but if you turn down your settings a lot and really focus your phone's power solely on this game, which means closing out of other apps and keeping your phone cool, it'll run surprisingly well on low-end devices. Maybe not as good as other games on this list, but good enough. The sixth game on this list is none other than a longtime fan favorite, Bullet Force. I've talked about this game a lot on these top 10 videos. It's definitely not the first time it's been on one of these lists, but as this game gets older and older, and the developer keeps pushing out new updates and makes the game more and more optimized, it gets better and better for lower end devices. I have a $100 Motorola phone with 3 gigs of RAM, and I can run Bullet Force pretty well without much lag at all. The developer is working on improving the offline mode in this game as well, which is definitely a great thing and prolongs the longevity of Bullet Force. Not too many games even care about an offline mode, but a lot of people watching this video would really appreciate one. They're going to essentially give you the same experience as the TDM multiplayer mode, and I actually told the devs that I'd love an offline gun game mode as well. They responded and they said that that's the plan for the future. So yeah, the future of Bullet Force is looking pretty good, especially for low-end users. Try this iconic game out because you won't be disappointed. Next up, the seventh game on this list is another one of my more favorite and nostalgic games, Pixel Strike 3D. I used to make a lot of videos on this game back in the day because it felt like a more hardcore, boots-on-the-ground version of Pixel Gun 3D. It had really nice game mechanics and a lot of other things going for it. And now, since this is a pixelated shooter, it'll inevitably perform a lot better on lower-end devices than the big AAA titles like the regular version of Arena Breakout and Warzone Mobile. If you lower your graphics settings and optimize your game as best as you can, you'll have a really nice time on a budget phone. I love Pixel Strike 3D for its wide variety of different maps and game modes, relatively competitive and smooth-feeling gameplay, tons of different minigames that'll keep you entertained for hours like dodgeball and so much more, lots of awesome skins and weapons to choose between, and so much more. This game might not be in its prime like it was a few years back, but it's still a lot of fun and entirely worth checking out if you haven't done so already. download the game, try it out, and maybe I'll see you guys in a match. Getting pretty close to the end here, the 8th game on this list is another game you need to have on your radar, Special Forces Group 3. I am sure many people who are watching right now have tried out a game called Special Forces Group 2. Some of them might have even started their entire gaming career with this. It was an offline game and it was perfect for budget low-end devices. Well, guess what? Special Forces Group 3 is the ultimate sequel to the second one, and it's awesome. I did a full video on this game a while back, and you might want to check it out, but this game has a fantastic UI, tons of customizability within the game settings itself, a massive map selection, fully customizable map rules where we're going up against bots, a really nice graphic style, decent gameplay mechanics, and so much more. There's even a multiplayer mode now. This game isn't even fully out yet, so you'll have to download it from an external site, but that shouldn't be too much trouble. I'll have the download down in the description. So many people are going to be extremely happy this game is finally out, and this is definitely a game you're going to want to have downloaded on your phone. The 9th game on this list is something I have never talked about before, and I'm not sure why. It's called 1v1.lol, which, yes, I understand is a pretty cringe-sounding name, but if you like Fortnite Mobile at all, and you're upset that you can't play it, or it simply doesn't run well on your Android device, because yes, you can play on Android right now, but not very good, this is pretty much the best alternative. Since it has a smaller map and a way more simplistic graphic style, it'll perform better on lower-end devices. And it's a surprisingly good game. I understand it's not for everybody, and that's okay, but if you like the whole building and fighting aspect of Fortnite, you'll like this because it has essentially the same stuff. One of the coolest modes in this game is a 1v1 game mode, hence the name, where you can match against a random player in seconds and there are no bots, only real players. You can customize your HUD however you like. There's a practice mode where you can train your building, editing, and shooting skills with endless materials and weapons, and so much more. Like I said, it's not for everybody, but I definitely think it's worth trying out at least once. And finally, the last game on this list is another game I've never shown you before, Polyfield. Like Polywar, which we talked about a few games back, Polyfield has that polygon aesthetic, but unlike Polywar being an alternative to Call of Duty Mobile, Polyfield is an alternative to Battlefield Mobile. And guess what? Since Battlefield Mobile is being shut down and Firefront Mobile is not even out yet, this is the best Battlefield experience you can get on a mobile device. It's crazy to me how this little polygon-styled game is so good. You don't expect it, but it blows you away in every aspect. The World War II gun sounds are awesome, the animations are good, the map isn't too big so you actually get a decent amount of action, terrain is good, you can even create and play on your own custom maps. There's a full offline mode to play against bots, and much more. This game is still in early stages of development, and it is made by a very small development team, but as the months progress, it's going to get even better. I think it's a highly underrated game and one of the best wide-scale World War II themed games that is worthy of your attention. It's really fun. And just like that's it for today's video. Enjoy some Polywar gameplay in the background as we wrap everything up. Those were 10 awesome games that perform very well on lower end devices. Some obviously perform better than others, and I'm kind of curious. You can comment down below which games actually end up performing best on your device. I think some of these games are so good that you'd even enjoy them if you had a higher end device. Like myself, I have some pretty high end phones and I still enjoy playing a lot of these games on a regular basis. But hey, if you enjoyed this video, please take a second and leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos just like this. And hey, once again, thank you to Tencent for sponsoring this video. If you'd like to check out Goddess of Victory Nikke, then the download link will be down below in the description. Thank you for watching until the end. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.